Well, hello everyone, welcome to FM Scout with me, Johnny, AccessEuphoria. Now, today we are looking at the cream de la cream of Wonderkids, the Wonderkid Top 11. We're going to be using a 4-2-3-1 formation as our kind of base formation and then putting these players into that based on who is the best in those roles as Wonderkids. Many of them you may know, some you may not, but let's get into it and find out. Obviously, before we do, just a quick shout to say that if you haven't already, do feel free to go check out my channel, AccessEuphoria. It's also around you on this little screen here. I produce a lot of FM18 content. I've got a beta series with Leeds United running right now, as well as a few other little bits and bobs, and I will be producing a lot more content for FM Scout as well. So do feel free to check my account out, but also the other content produced for FM Scout. But let's get into it and check out the Wonderkid 11. Rightio, let's start then with none other than the goalkeeper in our Wonderkid 11. It's Gianluigi Donnarumma. Now, he's obviously been around for a few years on FM as a Wonderkid, a hot prospect keeper. You can pick him up a hell of a lot cheaper than you can do this year. He's a first choice at AC Milan on 180,000 a week as an 18-year-old. 4 caps for Italy already. He's a very, very good keeper. He has a £67 million minimum fee release, and I think it will take all of that before you can even offer him a wage. And do bear in mind, it's going to have to be a very, very big wage. So if you're a big club, this guy, I would suggest signing because he's only 18 years old and he could arguably come into your team and be a good keeper now. Maybe not one of the best keepers in the world yet, but he will get there quick. Because if you look at some of his stats, 16 aerial reach, 15 handling, 17 reflexes, got great agility, teamwork, he's already there almost. A few more years and he'll be definitely there as the top in the world, I would definitely say. But also, you can have 15 years with this guy, so a long time at your club to settle in and become a legend. So if you've got the money, this guy is one to check out. Moving to our fullbacks, our wingbacks, as you'd like, Diogo Dalot. Now, I actually used this guy on my channel last year's beta with Celtic. I signed this guy. He was very cheap at the time. He was a Wonderkid then as well. He developed, and I can't remember if we sold him on or not, but either way, he turned into a very, very good, solid wingback for us. He's quite creative and attacking in terms of, you can see he's crossing and dribbling at 12, good long shots, first touch. Obviously, his marking and heading isn't great, so he's not a full-on, rugged-tugged centre-back style, move to right-back type player. He is a modern-day attacking wing-back. If you're looking for that kind of player, though, this is your man. He obviously can play naturally at wing-back as well as full-back, so gives you a bit of sort of extra options there. He's only worth 185,000, but he will take you about 15-20 million to get this guy sort of from day one. However, he is at Porto. They're a big club, so you're going to need to sort of be a big club to attract him to you. However, if he doesn't play, you might be able to pick him up if they transfer list him or loan list him or something. You never know what might happen, so this guy is definitely one to check out. On to the other side, Josh Timon, however you want to pronounce it. He is from Hull, now at Stoke. Now, obviously, he's not one that's going to be like a first choice player in the Premier League, and he would be kind of your weak link if you went with him as first choice in the Premier League. However, give him a few years and he definitely will be up there as a very, very good player. He's on 10 grand a week, 750k is worth. He's only 18 years old, plenty of potential to go. He's got great determination at 17, good acceleration and pace, not rapid by any means, but decent for kind of areas he plays. Again, another one that's natural at wing back, and again, another one that is quite attack-minded. However, 14 and 13 respectively for his marking and tackling, so he has got good defensive stats as well. But as you can see, good concentration, anticipation, bravery, crossing, dribbling, so he can be a very good attacking fullback, wingback, who can whip in some good crosses and get you plenty of assists. Now on to the centre-backs, Matthias de Ligt. He is one that I actually used again last year on FM17 rather. I think it was in our ARK series. I used him in a few, even offline ones as well. Never really got the best out of him, but I did see him develop really well at other teams last year, and I think he'll do the same this year as well. He's worth 5 million already at Ajax, so he's going to, again, need a big club to attract him over to you. He's obviously already a first choice teamer there, 2 caps for the Dutch national team. If you're a good club, you can attract him over for maybe 15 million or so. Very good player. Not rapid at the back, pace, acceleration's not the greatest, but he's got good first touch, heading, marking, passing as well, so he can be a good ball-playing defender. Obviously, you need that in the modern game, so he's already kind of got that. Good determination, good mentals overall. So he's only 17, he's definitely got bags of potential to develop. On to our next one, Nikola Milankovic. He's a Serbian one-cap international, 1.4 million is worth at the moment, 19 years old, Fiorentina. So again, another one at a big-ish club, a good team, so you're going to need to prime away from there. But he's got some good stats, heading, marking, tackling, all quite decent. Good, decent-ish mentals and physicals as well. Again, not a rapid centre-back, so you might want to pair sort of these off with more of a quicker one to balance it out. However, a good player, and again, another one that just keep an eye on. You never know, they might come available, and you might be able to snap them up. But a very good centre-back, if you can get him in early, maybe a little bit cheaper before he really develops, you might be able to then tutor him by someone. If you get him someone that's got really good determination, he'll definitely kick on even better as well. Into our midfield options now, and Ruben Neves is going to be our defensive midfielder in our midfield 2 in his 4-2-3-1. He's worth 14.25 million at Wolves. They have done very well to grab this player. 2 caps for Portugal, 20 years old, on 30 grand a week. But if Wolves don't do well, maybe they don't have the best season, you might be able to get this guy and pry him off for not the biggest of money. Again, I'd probably say right from the start, maybe 20, 26 million, but then leave it. If they don't do well, you might be able to then pick him up, you know, if he gets transfer listed by request or anything, for a better fee. If you look at some of the stats though, first touch, passing, technique, positioning, teamwork, vision, they're all really good in the key areas you need for being a playmaker. He'd be a very good player. Again, he can play a couple of extra roles, deep defensive midfielder and centre mid, so you've got a few options there as well, but a very, very good player. I would definitely recommend looking at this guy. Now on to our sort of more advanced centre mid, Afonso Sousa. He's at Porto, 17 years old, no caps for Portugal or anything yet, not worth a lot of money and not on a lot of money, so this is kind of your ideal time to go after him. Another one who could play a few different positions. We've gone for that centre mid in this role. He's more of a playmaking style. He's already got some of the crossing, the dribbling, first touch, passing. Can maybe even be a roaming playmaker as well for you. Not got amazing stats across the board, but he's only young and he definitely has many, many years to develop yet. Get him with a good shooter, and that 14 determination could rise if you've got someone on really high determination. Get the best out of him as well. Likes to dictate the tempo, so a good playmaker in the making there if you can really harness those key stats and develop them. But another one that's probably going to cost you a fair bit of money because he's at a big club, but you never know, if they don't use him, he wants more game time, he could be one that you get loaned as a small team and be able to develop up, and you can get something out of it. Maybe it's promotions and goals, and obviously they get their player developed. So even as a small club, you might get a few of these actually come to your club and be kind of key ones to focus on, because you know that they can have that potential to develop at your club and be very, very useful to you, even in a year or two short term. Our next one is the attacking mid-centre. We're on to the more attacking-minded players now, and this is Kai Havertz, I think it is, and my pronunciation is not great, you've probably already seen that, but this guy is at Leverkusen. Not got any caps for the German national team yet, but probably not too far off. He's 18 years old, 6.25 million is worth. He's a rotation player there already. Already had 24 appearances, 4 goals since 2013. A very good player. Likes to play shots, play 1-2. So again, a good attacking mid. He's got good dribbling, finishing, first touch. So he could be a shadow striker, or even just without 11 finishing, he might be able to sort of pop in with a few extra goals as a playmaker or an attacking mid player. Good teamwork, vision, and natural fitness as well, because you don't want your players tiring as they get into the second half. You want them to be still up there, running, chasing balls, creating havoc for the defenders. And this guy looks like a really, really top player. Again, at a big club, so it might take you a fair bit of money, but this guy would definitely be worth it. And he can play a varied amount of roles. Some obviously better than others, but if you've got a few injury crisis or you're chopping a different tactic up, he could fit into the different roles very nicely indeed. On to our attacking mid right now, and it's Kylian Mbappe. I'm not really good at how to pronounce that, but he's on loan from AS Monaco at PSG and joining permanently. Obviously, most people have kind of heard of this guy. He's kind of fantastic. You've got to say it. Flair, off the ball, acceleration, pace, crossings, decent. Dribbling's very good. Finishing, a fantastic inside forward player on that right-hand side. 4 caps for the French national team. It's worth 47 million. He is pretty much not going to leave PSG, but you never know. They may transfer list him if they get better players, regens come through. You never know. So one to keep an eye out. You just never know what might happen. But if you're a huge, huge club, or even PSG yourself, you're going to have this guy potentially, and he's a fantastic player to have. It's going to cost you a big bunch of money if you're going to try and prime from there, but if you're PSG or you manage to prime from him, I think you're going to have an absolute beast player. And again, one, he's only 18, so you'd have him for a very long time. Now on to the other side. On the left, we've gone for Vinicius Junior. That's how I'm going to say it, and I'm sticking with it. Again, another player that's probably a good inside forward in the making. He's got finishing of 12. He's got really good dribbling, really good determination, flair, technique, agility. So a very good player that could sort of duck and dive, win you a few good duels there, take on players, get balls in, have a few shots. He's already joining a big club in Real Madrid, just like the last one, PSG. So if you're Real, he's one to sort of keep an eye on, coming through in your ranks. And to be honest, even if you're not, you might be able to get this guy on loan. As mentioned previously, if you're a smaller club, he could come in and do wonders for you as you grow your club, and obviously as they grow the player. So you could get something out of it as well. But also, he might not get a lot of game time. Other players might come up. They might go for a bigger first choice player right now, and he gets transfer listed. So do keep an eye out for this guy, because he's obviously got bags of potential, and you never know. They may not use him, especially obviously being so young at 17. So you might be able to pick this guy up in, say, a couple of years' time if he doesn't make the breakthrough at Real. Last but not least, the striker in this formation, Andrea Pinamonti. He's Italian, 18 years old. Another one he's definitely in the making. He's developing. He's at Inter Milan. He's already made 2 appearances in 2015 for them, and obviously he's a hot prospect there. He's on 15 grand a week, so already on a decent wage. You know, if you might be one that, again, if they bring better players in, you might be able to pick up, or you might be able to have a better chance of getting this guy on loan as a smaller, lower league, Championship, Premier League team. You might be able to get this guy in. He's one that he's got quite a few good key areas covered already. You know, he's got good finishing, but you can have first touch, dribbling, passing, work rate. His physicals aren't amazing, like pace and acceleration are okay, but not spectacular. But a lot of areas are covered in green, so you could sort of tailor this guy to what you need. If you want a target man, you could work on his heading. It's already 11. You could try and get up a little bit more as an advanced forward, a deep lane forward. He's got the passing. You could work and tailor this guy to what you needed him to be. He's already a very sort of good player in the making. Obviously, he's got bags of potential. Stick him with the right tutor. Get him game time, which is what all these youngsters need. And he could really kick on and be an excellent, excellent player. So do let me know what you think of those players. Obviously, you can see them all there again in our Wonderkid 11. Do drop a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this, or any of these players that maybe you're going to use, maybe you're already using, maybe you're one of these big clubs and you've got one of these youngsters in your squad. Do let me know in the comments how are you finding them, how they're getting on, and if you think maybe any others, because obviously these are the top Wonderkids for these different positions based on their potential ability. Is there any others that you think, well, I've seen this guy, he never really develops as good as this one? Do let me know again in the comments. I'm always interested to see what your thoughts are. And if you haven't already, please do, again, go check out my channel, AccessEuphoria. Got loads of great content on there for FM18, and I will be bringing out great content, hopefully on here at FM Scout quite regularly as well. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.